just answering questions with WAPTech. Two people, or at least, posted comments today. Rather a rush of comments from conspiracy theorists and other people who believe in things that aren't real. And a very real source. But we'll start with the unreal stuff first. Pun intended. A work of, I'm going to say fiction, made between the years 1600 and 1700, described a duke, prince, or captain of hell, various names and various ranks, in the form of a woman riding a camel and wearing a crown, a duchess's crown. Now, if you look up a duchess's crown from, let's say, 1650 backwards, or 1700 backwards, you find it's an extremely minimalistic-looking crown. It doesn't have anything unusual about it. Now, unless in that work, at the time it was created, there was a clear illustration as to what they were depicting, we have a, quote, duchess's crown on a woman who's riding a camel as a description of a duke, prince, or captain of hell. Period. That's it. We have a description. Now, I'm sure that someone can dig up an illustrated version of it that was made within years, and that there's no question what this individual demon or monster or whatever looked like, and what that crown looked like, because all they're describing is a woman riding a camel wearing a crown, more like a tiara. In 1863, we're getting further and further forward in time to where you can't claim its ancient archaic knowledge of demonology. Louis Le Breton draws this monster, but uses something called an Escoffion, Escoffion, a medieval horned headdress popular from the year 1250 to 1500. It was very much outdated by the time that work would have been used. But it would have been described as a duke, prince, or captain of hell in the form of a woman riding a camel and wearing a two-corned conic hat. Link below in the description, archive.is, IB38H will show you variations of this as a fashionable item that was worn at the time. Or not. But they didn't describe it that way. They said a duchess's crown. You'd have to find a duchess that was wearing that in the year 1600 to 1700 or earlier. Okay. And remember, this is a more contemporary demonology book. It has nothing to do with anything other than a book on demonology written by people who are preoccupied with demons and who knows what else. These are coffee table books. These are not professional grimoire, which is actually the word used for people to have. These were popular books. Or maybe not. Look up when the movable type thing happened and the printing press. Do it. It's a manual for tracking down demons, and Ghostbusters is a freaking documentary. So, let's recap these statements. 1863, Louis Le Breton drew a year 1250 to 1500 AD popular head, hat called the Escoffion, as if it was a 1600s duchess's crown that doesn't look anything like it. And this is a description of a demon. Okay, now, how many layers of separation do you need before there is a loss of a chain of evidence? And again, it's based on a book written by somebody trying to create a compendium of demons. J.R. Tolkien has better works. Let's move on. Or not. Hey, Hell of a Boss is interesting. I like that one. Now, fast forward a few years. The year 2015. A guy named Michael Madie was at Burning Man, and he was wearing a rhinestone chiffon, horned hat with all sorts of bangles and stuff all over. Very, very fancy thing. That was created by a person who goes under the name Miss G Designs. That's literally what this... Yeah, some of you already know where I'm going with this. That was a headdress that was worn by somebody at Burning Man. You can find much more interesting things than this. This is boring. Hey, go to Wasteland Weekends. You'll get something interesting. In the year 2017, an Instagram hoaxer reposted a picture of that and said it's Barack Obama. And that everybody around them had to be in some way related to somebody else associated with Barack Obama. It was Every Silver Sea is the Instagram source for it. Originally, that's the one I found in the video that someone posted a comment under. Now, let me review this. This is absolutely demonstratively untrue that it was Barack Obama. So any connection with Barack Obama done by somebody foaming at the mouth about Hillary's emails that were not actually deleted and a bunch of other shit is not going to listen because they're incapable of listening. What other kind of person would ignore what I said in the video? A person who wants to go on and on about their favorite commentary about some sort of subject. Again, I like Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. They're hilarious. I like the slapstick cartoony stuff. It's good. It's not made for kids. This is made for grown-ups. Someone then says, besides calling me a liar, which I'm not a liar. I mean, I looked up what you posted here. And it's got no basis in anything that has any merit, nor does it have any authority. Authority comes from the word author. The author for all of the bullshit you're about to tell me is an anonymous source. They wouldn't even put their name to it. And it has no bearing on reality or even metaphysical subjects because it's made up. And again, the depiction that you're probably basing this on, and everybody else might have been basing it on, instead of saying Moloch, which we now know is most likely the word for sacrifice, not a monster or a deity or a demon. It's the word sacrifice in another language. And it's Mulk. Mulk. You decided to say, bullshit, you're a liar, can't kid me, I read theology at university. Okay, now, immediately someone's going to say, you put a link to Wikipedia here. Yes, I did. You have to produce a better source. Trust me, bro, doesn't work. Next, nothing on your channel indicates you know a damn thing about what you're talking about. My channel is literally based on me going out of my way to annoy people by using Wikipedia links because it's not the Wikipedia article, it's the links at the bottom you find to go check on this. Hey, we're going to do the same method you guys do. Prove me wrong by following the sources and then the source of the sources. Or acknowledge that this is a made-up story from the... What year's word? 1600s? Describing something from the 1500s? And then in the 1800s someone drew a picture that was the wrong goddamn thing? But that's your chain of evidence. It's a made-up story. But anyway... Bullshit, you can't kid me. I'd read theology. It's not theology. This is demonology and the subject matter of literally mythology. This has nothing to do with religion. No, I'm not kidding. There's only a few religions that actually use the words demon or daemon or actually talk about these things. There are more mentions of daemons in Linux. Let's move on. Actually, it is. Actually. Someone did the actually. This costume headdress was meant to be the Goetic Demon, the 56th spirit in the Lesser Key of Solomon, one of the Dukes of Hell named GREMORY or GAMORI. It's a fictitious depiction of demons and creating basically a fantasy sports team of demons, and it's not even half as good as Has Been Hotel. It's a coffee table book. Demons and Field Guide to Demons. That's like my favorite one. A field guide to what do they call them? Goths. Goths, Visigoths, Mary up the street, Jeff up the alleyway. Let's move on. I'm not kidding you. It isn't bullshit. You don't read theology at the university because this isn't under theology. This is under demonology. They actually call it demonology in virtually every language I've ever heard of this done, including Koine Greek, Aramaic, and Hebrew references all call it demonology or daemons, or some variation of it in that language. And no, actually it isn't anything to do with demons because, again, This is a misinterpretation by a person we have the name for, and many other individuals doing the same thing. The original distinction was not a medieval horned headdress, but, quote, a duchess's crown at the time the work was done. So that's 1600 to 1700. Now, this anonymous work doesn't have a time and date stamp on it, and it's based on previous works done by other people. It's a compendium. You know, fanfic. And no, it doesn't go back in time to the Bible or whatever. There are references in the Bible to all sorts of things, but this is not something that's literally an expanded documentation in the Bible of angels, demons, and archangels and stuff. Okay? So, none of that had anything to do, obviously, with whether or not that was Barack Obama in the picture. It still isn't Barack Obama, so shut the fuck up. Now, why am I being so abusive? You didn't actually went off topic and called me a liar. I'm not a liar. Now, am I wrong about something? Sure, I could be wrong about a lot of this. In fact, I have not actually put too much effort into double-checking whether or not you're full of shit. All I have to do is find any reference that matches what you were saying. It doesn't, because there's missing data. Find an extremely old reference that very specifically describes this individual monster as having the same headdress. Otherwise, it's off topic, has nothing to do with anything. No one said that. They all use the word Moloch. And again, this is something that was done on Instagram. Now we're going to get to our favorite comment of the day, because I love it when people post this because they think it's going to work. Please remove this video. I posted a video complaining about a specific service done by a specific server under the banner of Legacy Rust, a video game. I made all sorts of complaints and said all sorts of things in the video, not thinking that the persons who actually did the subject would come onto the channel and give us an answer. So here we go. Besides, please remove the video. If you're not aware of how absolutely that's a bad idea, don't ever do that ever again. Don't ever tell anybody not to criticize your work and post a video. Now we're going to get the implication that you're going to flag it for copyright violation, right? Can you? Is it physically possible to do this? Or not? Now, why am I being a jerk right now? For effect. If you're watching Radraid, etc., thanks for the comment. I appreciate the response, and I'm not going to be a jerk to you. I'm just playing at it. Let's get on with it. I forgot the clans mode because I thought no one would try a 10-year-old game. Oh, you're new to the internet. If you're going to set up a server for a video game that's 10 years old, you have to presume there are other people just like you who are just crazy enough to do it. So that's a silly assumption, but okay, that's cool. But you didn't turn off clan mode, which is why I was asking how to disable it. There should be commands for it. Clans were deleted, thank you, and wiped. They wiped the server. Now, they typed it up a different way. I'll have a link below in the description to those comments. I think the problem is yours, but you just said that you enabled clans. Let's move on. You didn't use one of the listed commands. All the commands are visible in the help menu, as you saw in previous videos. I'm not sure if you're talking about your videos or my videos. Okay. I'm paying to host this server. I even changed the weapons effects in the game. Cool. Maybe we can collab. I want to make a version of it where the entire island is open up, and I've seen some people do this where they put points on it and put it under PvP or arena mode. I'm gonna cheat and use the arena mode to get it to where we can jump to different parts of the map where there's, and I want to make a map. I want to alter the map to where it has spawn points where we can have all sorts of cool stuff. You can set up your own server and have fun. You can do it for free. That's why I recommend you do your scribbling work on big servers. I'm not sure what you typed. I'm going to blame it on spell check. Let's move on. 1, you've admitted you didn't disable a feature. 2, I couldn't find any of these. 3, thank you for doing this apparently after I made a video about it being there. That was the point. I wanted it gone. Next, I'm going to do a video and try to use the help menu that you're not being specific about it. I'm assuming it's the /help function on the chat box, right? Because I tried that and it wasn't working at the time. I think I mentioned it in the video, but I don't know. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And yeah, I did try all of the other statements, so thanks for the help.